Have you ever wondered what truly drives you? What's the real reason behind everything you do? From the smallest action to the biggest life decision? This question is at the heart of one of the most profound teachings in Islam, a teaching that can completely transform how you see your life. We're talking about the very first hadith from Imam Nawawi's famous collection of 40, a hadith that lays the foundation for our entire existence. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, say, actions are judged by intentions, and every person will have what they intended. Simple words, right? But the depth here is incredible. It's a game changer. This hadith isn't just about religious rituals. It's about every single thing we do, every moment of our day. It's the spiritual DNA of our actions. Think about it. Two people can perform the exact same action, side by side. One person could be giving charity to show off, hoping people will say, "Wow, what a generous person." The other gives the same amount, but their intention is purely to seek the pleasure of Allah, hoping for His reward alone. On the surface, the act is identical, but in the eyes of Allah, they are worlds apart. One action might be empty, while the other is weighty and full of blessings. This principle applies to everything. Why are you studying? Is it just for a high-paying job and a fancy title? Or is it to use that knowledge to benefit others and serve a higher purpose? Why are you kind to your family? Is it out of a sense of obligation? Or is it because you genuinely want to foster love and earn the pleasure of God? The intention is what separates a mere habit from a meaningful act of worship. It's the secret ingredient that turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. The hadith continues with a powerful example. Thus, he whose migration was for Allah and His Messenger, his migration was for Allah and His Messenger. And he whose migration was for a worldly benefit or for a woman to marry, his migration was for that for which he migrated. This refers to the Hijra, the great migration from Mecca to Medina. This was one of the most significant events in Islamic history, a huge sacrifice. Yet, even an act of this magnitude is judged by its underlying intention. Imagine leaving your home, your family, your entire life behind. Some did it purely for the sake of their faith, to be with the Prophet, and establish a community where they could practice their religion freely. Their reward is immeasurable. But if someone undertook this difficult journey just because they wanted to marry a specific person in Medina or to chase a business opportunity, their reward is limited to exactly that. They get what they aimed for in this world, but they miss out on the immense spiritual reward. They get the small prize, but forfeit the ultimate jackpot. This teaches us a vital lesson. Be ambitious with your intentions. Don't just aim for worldly gains. Aim for the pleasure of Allah in everything you do. This doesn't mean you can't have worldly goals. You can and you should. Islam encourages us to excel, but you can elevate those goals by linking them to a higher purpose. You want a great career? Make your intention to provide for your family, to contribute to society, and to be a source of good. You want to get in shape? Make your intention to maintain the body that Allah has blessed you with, so you have the energy to worship Him and serve others. This is the ultimate life hack. By simply adjusting your intention, you can turn your entire life into an act of worship. Your sleep can be worship, if you intend to rest to have strength for your morning prayers. Eating can be worship, if you intend to nourish your body to do good deeds. Even your work, your studies, your hobbies, everything can be a source of immense reward. So how do we put this into practice? It starts with a moment of mindfulness. Before you do anything, take a second pause. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Be honest with yourself. If you find your intention is purely for worldly gain or for the praise of others, correct it. Renew your intention. Say, "Oh Allah, I am doing this for your sake." Make it a habit. Start your day by setting a pure intention for everything you plan to do. Before a meeting, before an exam, before a workout. Just take that brief moment to reconnect with your why. This constant self-check is incredibly powerful. It purifies our actions and keeps us grounded. It protects us from hypocrisy and seeking the approval of people, which is a never-ending and exhausting chase. The only approval we truly need is from our Creator. When your intention is pure, you feel a sense of freedom. You're not performing for an audience. You are doing it for Allah, and that brings a deep sense of peace and purpose. Think of your heart as a container, and your intention is what you fill it with. You can fill it with the desire for fame, wealth, or the praise of people. Or you can fill it with the love of Allah and the desire to please Him. What you fill it with will determine the value of everything that flows from it. A pure intention is like a filter. It cleanses our deeds and makes them worthy of acceptance. Let's be real, it's not always easy. Our intentions can waver. We live in a world that constantly pushes us towards materialism and seeking validation from others. That's why we need to be vigilant. We need to constantly revisit this hadith and remind ourselves of its importance. This isn't a one-time fix, it's a lifelong practice. It's a continuous process of purification and recentering our focus. Every single day is a new opportunity to collect rewards. Don't let your good deeds go to waste because of a flawed intention. A simple smile at a stranger can be a weighty deed if your intention is to follow the sunnah of the Prophet. Helping a colleague at work can become an act of worship if your intention is to please Allah. By easing someone's burden, the potential is limitless. You are literally one intention away from turning your entire day into a mountain of good deeds. So, the challenge for all of us today is this. Let's start paying attention to our intentions. Let's elevate our actions from being mere habits to conscious acts of worship. Let's not just go through the motions. Let's live with purpose, with intention, with a constant desire to connect with our Creator in everything we do. This first hadith of Imam Nawawi is not just a piece of information. It's a roadmap to a more meaningful and rewarding life, both in this world and the next. Let this be the beginning of a transformation. Let's make every action count. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that can help us all on our journey. Peace be upon you.